Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sir Richard Branson. Hi, welcome, thank you. Welcome, we have so much been looking forward to your visit. This was the first time the world saw the name Virgin for a brand. Why did you choose that name?
Well, I was 15 when I came up with the name Virgin. And I was also inexperienced at business too.
And it wasn't an easy start, I know.
I didn't change the name when I was 16.
And it wasn't an easy start. I know the name gave you trouble just get it registered at the registry office. Why was that?
The registry office wouldn't register it for 3 years, and obviously your brand name is everything, and it would have been dreadful if we'd never been able to protect our brand name. They thought it was rude, in the end, I got out the English dictionary, and I looked up Virgin, and it said pure, untouched, absolutely opposite of rude. So I sent them all the entries in the English dictionary, and they relented and reluctantly again let us register the name.
So you were in the music business, and all of a sudden you got this idea to go in the airline business. You told us how you got the idea before. And all of a sudden you established your own airline company, Virgin Airlines.
Imagine us ringing Boeing and saying, hello, this is Richard Branson. I'm 28 years old and I'd like a second-hand 747, please. What do you do? Well, I've got the Sex Pistols, the Rolling Stones, Genesis. Anyway.
Didn't you feel like you were swimming in the deep end when you say, okay, let's go all in, let's make an airline company?
I decided to do it just because, if you remember, well, if you don't remember, but I remember that 30 years ago you had, if you got on an aeroplane, you might have got a lump of chicken dumped in your lap. There was no entertainment. The cabin crew never smiled. The seats were uncomfortable. I mean, it was just a horrible experience. And actually, if you fly on American carriers today, it's not that distant, not that different. And so we thought, let's give it a go. And since this is meant to be learning something about business here today. The deal we did with Boeing, and it's obviously a very important business lesson, and that is always protect the downside. So we had a successful record company, and the most important part of the deal with Boeing for their second-hand 747 was that if my instinct was not right, and people didn't want to fly with us, they would take the plane back at the end of the 12 months. Fortunately, people loved the airline, and at the end of 12 months, we bought a couple more planes from Boeing, and
I'd like to turn to your, let's say, your key driver in business. You have your motto. We also heard it in your presentation, the video. Screw it, let's do it. It's very, very catchy. I'm just thinking. You launched so many different series of businesses: Virgin Mobile, Virgin Blue, Virgin Train, Virgin Express, and so on. And everybody here knows how challenging it is to build or rebuild a new business. What is your secret ingredients?
Right. First of all, I learned very early on in life the importance of delegation, and the importance of getting wonderful people around me, the importance of finding people who were good with people, finding people who look for the best in people, finding people who were good at praising people, finding people who never criticize people. So I think, if you have a fantastic team, you can, I think, as long as you can run one business well, you can run any business well. I'm not a pilot, and yet I own an airline. In setting up an airline, I made sure that the person who ran the airline was a maintenance engineer, because obviously the most important thing about running an airline is safety.
You conquered most of the world, and you're about to conquer space. So I'm just wondering, what's next for Richard Branson?
We are...
is there anything left to conquer? I'll do like this then.
Right, what's next? Even I'm blushing. Well, we're looking at I've got to give a serious answer now, help me. All right, what's next?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Richard Branson.